Good evening everyone, Suffolk Hobbit, and here's part 3 of the Tantalus vlog. So, everything is in its painted stages. Here we go. All in their bits still, as you can see, they're just literally painted up and looking very orange. Apologies about the light, but it's very dark outside, and I've got this lamp glowing ominously next to me, so it's a bit of a weird hue going on. So, I'm trying to think where we left off in part 2. But I think it's mainly things are undercoated maybe, and just in the bits that they're in currently. So here we are. I've used green stuff. If I didn't mention that before, should have rewatched it really, but time's getting on. So I've used the green stuff. I've filled in the gaps, and I've used my usual technique of dry brushing the orange on. I've been using Troll Slayer orange as the main colour as usual. I'll do a base colour of that mixed with Mephiston red first, as you can see by the my sail here, which has been given its base coat of red. I'll then dry brush over that many layers of Troll Slayer orange. I find it gives a nice smooth texture and comes out quite nicely. On a side note, I have discovered with this, I'm not sure if other people that have used big kits before from Forge World have noticed this, but I would recommend maybe, just maybe, depends on your preference, you can just make it out. If you look there where the little gaps are in the driver's platform as this piece is, I assume, can you see in the orange loads of little dots? That I couldn't tell on the actual plain plastic as the resin was out of the box, but it's actually all the tiny little smooth bits and bobs and grain as such within the resin. So if you want a really smooth plastic from the normal plastic kits from Games Workshop, I would recommend, if you can, if you have the patience, the time, there's a complete preference to yourself, maybe going over the very fine sanding paper just to smooth that out, because I'm not too bothered by it, to be honest. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it's, you know, a blind man would be pleased to see it. But for those of you that want it, there you go, look perfect. You can see it. See the little red dot is and the lines are. All those little dots, that's not from dry brushing, it's not from the painting or anything like that. That is purely the actual mould itself. So yeah, if you don't want that and you want it sleek, smooth, you might need a fine sandpaper and, you know, a bit of work done to it. Always remember though, when it comes to Forge World resin, if you're going to be doing such a thing, make sure you use a mask or you're outside or both, because apparently it's very dangerous to your health, so do be careful. Another thing I've discovered is when I use green stuff, right, I only ever use in tiny gaps and tiny models, so I've never come across this, and to be honest, in my eagerness to paint it, I probably should have even just thought of this, to be quite honest, but I didn't. And that is, yeah, I have got some horrible filler lumps under the paintwork. You can just see it, you can see it there, you can see it on this nearest to us as well. So I'm going to go over them with a bit of sanding paper and smooth that down. I should have done, my advice to anyone watching this, 4 tips and advice, is make sure you do go over a bit of sanding paper. Honestly, I did genuinely just forget about this in the eagerness to undercoat it, get it all ready. I just went for it, and unfortunately I've given myself a bit more work. I'm going to have to go over that again. I could leave it, I could just paint it, you know, but it won't look cool, let's face it, will it? It won't look cool, so I will go over that. But apart from that, the model's coming along nicely. You can see a few bits of brass that aren't painted. There's no need to paint them because something's going to be glued on top of that very shortly. So I've left them as is. There's lots of neatening up to do. On the inside of the cockpit, I always use to keep it black because it's going to have models onto those platforms there, so there's going to be no need to sort of paint that orange. And also I like having a black inside. It just makes a nice stark contrast and makes the models inside this all these sort of open top vehicles pop a little bit more. I find if the same colours on the inside or a colour in general, I find it can sort of make the models a bit blurred into the overall model, into the look of it, so it's cool to have it pop a bit more. That's my preference, but you know, it's up to you guys. But as you can see, there's a few bits of paintwork bleed going on from the dry brushing technique that I use, and just other bits and bobs in general. That's work in progress, so I will be tidying these up. As you can see there as well, you can see I've used green stuff there, but I'm not so worried about those lumps there, because to be honest, the engine is a completely different beast. I've got loads of these that I'm going to be gluing in. I'm going to actually glue some of this model together now so you guys can see what it looks like. sort of before and after. I'm not going to glue all of these bits on, just a few, just to start making the model look a bit more finalised, a bit more finished, before I start going into the real nitty-gritty, tidying it up, all the orange highlights, all the usual bits and bobs that any other model is going to be doing and seeing. But I thought it'd be nice for you guys to see it happening stage by stage. So I've got, I think, 6 of these little engine pieces to glue on. I'm going to be gluing this piece on as well, and I will be gluing these on, and obviously this piece as well here, which will be sitting, I believe, there actually. I think that's where that sits. I have to double check. Yeah, but they're the pieces that will be going on tonight, so you'll see like the before and after. The driver's controls, the little mast section, and the 2 weapons I'll be saving till last, at the very last stage of the build. That's because I want the weapons, I'm going to be painting a nice bluey or maybe a green glow from the actual energy of the weapon discharge itself. And all these little round sort of spheres, the little gems that the Elder are so well known for, they're going to be blue. I'm going to really work on making them really glass-like, really nice and shiny. It's going to look cool. Same with these here, there and there. Is there any others anywhere else? I don't know. Oh yeah, and of course with this, I want to be dry brushing this. This will be put on a later date. Someone did comment about putting a metal rod through this to try and help make it sort of so you could take it on and off, because you know, they have a very good point. This model is going to be one hell of a pain to actually transport. You know, with that flimsy sail stuck right here, the size of it, the length of it, it's going to be a hell of a job to actually transport safely. So what happens is you have this piece here, this tiny little piece, this will sit under there, and this plastic lump, so I'm trying to just one hand, you see. So this little grey piece of plastic here will stick out the top of this hole, and by doing that, the hole here sits on top. So then that will glue on like so. Okay, so as you can see, this whole mast is glued on by a very, very, very flimsy piece of forge-rolled resin, which, as we all know, give it enough pressure to, well, which isn't a lot, and that will snap off. So this is my conundrum. I could glue it on with loads of super glue, see how we do, but I don't think it's going to work that well. So I'm going to kind of do a bit of a well, I'm going to try and do what the person recommended. Apologies, I can't remember your YouTube name, so I do apologise, but thank you for the tip. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of a combo. I am going to permanently glue the sail on. You know, it's going to be, once this is glued on this thing, it's permanent, it is done, that's it. But I am going to try and create some sort of rod, a little metal, thin piece of metal, something. I'll have a look at my tool shed, see what I can find, just to give it a more permanent strength thing, you know, technical description there, thing, but yeah, just as a bit more permanent, because I don't trust this, I don't trust that to hold that massive great sail on. So if I can get I'll use this piece obviously because it's got a glue in there anyway, but I'll use this piece, I'll have drilled some sort of hole going through, go through there obviously, up into here. But obviously if you look, there's not a lot of resin here, so again I've got to do a very slight hole, enough to make it strong. Yeah, we shall see. I'm still contemplating that, as you can tell as I'm talking it through. I'm sort of, my mind is whirring with ideas, but either way, in a nutshell, a long-ish piece of metal is going to run through all of that, hold it in place. I'm going to super glue it up nice and tight, and it will then permanently be on there, because never fear people, I have access to lots of foam, spongy foam, you know, all sorts of foam, and I can make this, I can give this Tantalus its own custom made box. Not a professional job any way, shape or form, but it does the job, it will keep it safe. Transport wise, it will be absolutely hunky-dory. So that's my preference. I recommend with you guys probably going down the path of, you know, being able to remove the sail, because it is such a fragile thing. It would be a shame for it to get broken in transit whilst you're trying to play games with it, unless you have access to foam, or you want to risk trying to do something yourself to make it a bit more, you know, strength and such, you know, keep it safe in the box that you make up yourself. Up to you guys, but that's my recommendations. Overall, the kit's still pretty much the same as usual, as I've touched on base before in the other 2 videos. it's just mainly a case of just painting. As you can see, I've spent many hours getting it to this level. Next stage will be to do highlights, orange highlights, or obviously I'll do the rest of my kits. So I'm going to orange highlights all in the little edges. Go over the grooves with, again, my mix of Mephiston Red and Troll Slayer Orange, just to make it pop a bit more. I'm not going to be putting the spikes into the holes. You do have a load of spikes. There they are. I'm not going to use them because, again, that's my thing with my army, that they're not, completely evil Dark Elder. They're not so dark. More just discoloured Elder, should we say. Or Drukhari, whatever, So I'm going to commence some gluing, get on with a bit of gluing, hopefully show you guys the progress so far, and yeah, I shall see you in one moment. Okay guys, so after a bit of painstaking gluing, it's well where it is now. So I'll just make the light to work a bit better. It's bugging me now, the light's very weird. Can't get any better. Hopefully it's not as red as what it is when it actually gets uploaded. Apologies for that, but I can't stop it for some reason. It's very strange. The camera's out on the right old focus moment, I think. So anyway, okay, she's very tentatively sat at the moment. So a little bit disappointed, to be honest, because I am one for trying to get things spot on. This model's testing me, to say the least. Still pleased with it. I still recommend them, but be prepared for some serious work in trying to get things just to fit, because this thing is driving me mad. It's really frustrating. All the dry fitting I've done, although it's helped, there's still issues that can crop up, and the main issue I have is well, let me tell you, let me show you, let me try and bring this round. So here it is. I've glued on the driver's cockpit section. And you can see there's a big old splodge of super glue there. That is my just very quick, as it's getting on now. Glue still setting, still drying, so that will get tidied up. But what you can see is the driver's cockpit doesn't sit flush like it's meant to. I've dry fit it and it did sit flush, but in the painting process, in the modelling process, in the most likely these pieces either side here, when these pieces were glued in, they've obviously dried, fine, but unfortunately where they've dried, how they sit in the mould and how the mould has allowed them to dry, it then means this piece doesn't sit flush. So unfortunately I'm going to have a bit of over painting to get that looking smooth and finished off. I've put a load of super glue in there just for now. I want to go over that with a bit of sandpaper for definite, just to smooth that down. I'll wet this lump of super glue down after I've filmed this. It won't take me a second to get rid of that. But yeah, basically I've just quickly bodged it, for lack of a better word, and filled the gaps as quickly as I can with some super glue, so when that dries, I haven't got to use the green stuff, because trying to use green stuff there, I'm not great with green stuff, and to be honest, it's going to get more and more wick trying to get the sorted out green stuff than it is if I just use some glue. It's a small gap, I can paint over that, I can make it look tidy, but just from a modeller's perspective of trying to get things looking good, that's really annoyed me. It's such a shame. I spend so much time trying to make sure these bits all fitted, but the only thing I could have done maybe would be to have actually glued it on in the first place, glued this whole model together as you can see it now. But honestly, I don't think that would have benefited the model, because you've had loads of areas that you couldn't paint, things that wouldn't have been able to be reachable by paintbrushes, so you're kind of stuck with having to do what I've done. That's just so annoying, but yeah, I'm still pleased it's on. It still looks cool. It's nice to see it looking a bit more complete, so I'm very chuffed with that. Next up, we have got the engines. So we got two in the middle, glued them on, one there and one there. Now, the astute among you might think, well, hang on a minute, there's six. There is six. There's two more there. However, I've decided to leave them off in all seriousness, because these ones, as you can see, are they're modelled at an angle. So they actually go off on their own little tangent. And when I went to sort of just have a quick dry fit again to put them on, I just didn't like it. I didn't like how two engines sort of pointed off in their own direction. From again, from me sort of being me, when I sort of looked at it, I thought, well, yeah, but it doesn't look right. You don't see jet engines with loads of engines pointing in one direction, and then you have one sort of doing the same thing pointing off in a different direction. To me, it just didn't seem right, didn't flow right, so I've decided to actually leave those off completely. They are destined for the bin or some sort of other little, modelling project. So yeah, they're gone. Going to get rid of them. I'm happy with it as it is, like this. See what you guys think, let me know. And then lastly, the other two pieces I've glued on are the two underside fins, which sit fine. They sit fine, funnily enough. I was actually quite worried about it. I'm trying to hold this straight while I was holding the camera. It's a bit awkward, but yeah, they sit nice and flush, nice and straight, perfect. Really pleased with that. So, oh, he says, down you go, girl. Ah, oh, so tentative. So yeah, that is my progress so far for part 3 of my vlog. Let me know what you think. I'm so disappointed about that. That is a shame. It's not the end of the world, once it's painted and stuff, it will look good, but it's just, me being me, it's just a personal gripe. I'd have liked that to have fitted better and a bit more smoother. It kind of, it takes me a step back, because now I've got I'll end up having to repaint over sections and things, and I hate doing that. I really do hate doing that, but again, this is a kit that's really testing me. I think, to be honest, it's the design of it, really. It's flawed in its design because it's so elegant, because it's very fine pieces, and from what I've worked with in forge rolled pieces, big, fine pieces, that are very bendable, it doesn't really work, to be honest. It causes a lot of work involved. I don't know if you guys got the same thing with other forge rolled kits. I mean, the only other big forge rolled kits I've had is the Reaper and the Death Roller, and they there's some fine pieces on there, but overall they're quite big and chunky bits. It's nothing too complicated. And a selection of Hobbit miniatures as well, but again, they're chunky pieces, they're thick pieces, or they're small, so it's not such a problem. But with this, because there's so many very long, fine, elegant pieces, big, long, fine, thin pieces, it's hard. It is hard. It's a shame, but it is a good model. So there's my progress so far. I've got a bit of backtracking to start on. I'll probably do that tomorrow. So my next video, I will be aiming to have this pretty much looking as it is currently, just looking tidier and neater, and hopefully have all of these pieces glued in as well. I'm going to save the sail till last, obviously, but I will be painting that up in orange. I'm going to go for the blue fin colour that I have for my other Dark Eldred vehicles. However, one of these fin segments I might actually leave white, so it's a nice big vibrant bright white, and have something painted into it freehand, but we'll see. I said to do the sails and just the normal raiders and whatnot as yet. I'm still undecided as to what I'm going to fully do with those in terms of design and things. But yeah, there you go. I am pleased. It's coming up nicely. It's doing well. The progress is a little bit slow, but hey, that's life. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if this has helped you in any way, shape or form. I always like to know. I'm enjoying doing this vlog and doing this model in the thought that it might actually help people sort of learn from my mistakes and my sort of discoveries. Yeah, and there we go. Take care, guys. As always, leave comments and things. Enjoy your modelling time, and what else? Of course, rock and roll. Take care, guys. See you soon.